Think about this, all right, kids. Before NASA could land on the moon, they knew they had to get out of Earth's orbit. They had to fly to the moon. They had to fly to the moon and come back. This is the first crew to ever do this. This is Apollo 8 anniversary, 50th anniversary, coming right up. It's also the story of an unlikely photographer who brought back a whole new worldview.
Dawn, December 21st, 1968. The men aboard Apollo 8 are no joke. About to go where no man's gone before.
I must say, every time, even today, if I look up and see that little crescent moon, my hair kind of goes up on the back of my neck a little bit.
The crew, rookie Bill Anders, along with space veterans Frank Borman and Jim Lovell. NASA astronauts brimming with the right stuff and no small amount of confidence.
Well, I'm probably the world's best fighter pilot, but we don't talk about that.
Anders, a Cold Warrior and nuclear engineer, knew their mission was risky business, NASA's first flight to the moon.
I thought I had one chance in three of a successful flight, successful mission, and then one chance in three of not surviving.
Beneath the astronauts, the Saturn V, a massive rocket with incredible power that had never before lifted a human being off the face of the Earth. Until that morning.
3, 2, 1, 0.
The actual liftoff itself was kind of an eye-opener to me.
We have liftoff.
I felt like the bug on the end of a whip antenna, getting just thrashed back and forth.
The rocket thrust the crew first into Earth's orbit and then fired them on a path to the moon.
Apollo 8 was traveling faster than had any men before.
When we launched, after about 25 hours of climbing up, I started taking pictures when we were able to turn around and get a view of the Earth.
The Earth in full view, as no human being had seen before.
I took a picture of the full Earth, the first full Earth man color shot, which is my favorite picture.
Once in lunar orbit, Anders' assignment was to shoot photos of the moon's surface. And on the crew's third pass, Commander Frank Borman tweaked the position of the spacecraft.
All right, we're gonna roll.
And boy, were they surprised.
It was in the turning around, looking forward process when I saw this thing coming out of the corner of my eye in the window. It turned out it was the Earth.
Oh my God, look at that picture over there. There's the Earth coming up. Wow, is that pretty. Hey, don't take that, it's not scheduled.
Frank Borman in the process jokingly said, "Oh, you can't do that, Anders, it's not on the flight plan."
Because nowhere in NASA's schedule was it, oh, take pictures of the Earth while you're up.
Exactly, right.
Hey, oh, that's a beautiful shot.
When the Earth came up over the lunar horizon, that's when it really impressed me as to how much more delicate the Earth was and colorful.
It was Christmas Eve, 1968, and soon there was another task at hand, a broadcast from space. On Earth, an audience of about 1 billion people.
Did they tell you, well, you should say something or you should read something? Would they give you any instruction?
Hardly any instruction. About as much instruction as we have how to take a picture of the Earthrise.
Commander Borman decided the crew would do a reading.
Do you remember what part you read?
I read the first part.
Do you mind reading it for me?
No, I don't mind. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth
was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light."
And apparently that really shocked Mission Control. They weren't expecting that whatsoever.
Apollo 8 splashed down in the Pacific on December 26th, and the photo, which came to be known as Earthrise, was published a few days later.
It must be the most astonishing photograph anyone has ever seen.
While Earthrise would appear on a stamp and in countless magazines, the camera, the Hasselblad it was taken on, all but disappeared. Until recently.
There's a place in Kansas called the Cosmosphere. They wanted to see if you might be interested in taking a look at that.
Oh my God, is that a Hasselblad?
This is your Hasselblad.
You're kidding.
No.
Boy, I didn't take very good care of it, did I? That is something else. I'm trying to think how it works.
Happily, when the time came, he knew. The result? Nothing less than an image for the ages.